is we still feel that what is taught in the universities maybe and what is needed in the university, there's still a gap.
Whenever I go to universities, I tell them, look, your syllabus is 10 years old or your syllabus is outdated.
Ji.
I had the police department.
Ji.
And every day we see cyber crimes going up.
The only thing which was the core or the crux to that was the education itself.
We produce large number of engineering graduates,
Right.
almost more than 10 lakhs.
You have nothing and no reason to come back to the India and do things.
What I find that there is a huge gap between academia and industry. After recruiting, they were not industrial ready. Yeah.
So I'll start with the context, sir. Normally people ask me that, I was working for LinkedIn, I was one of the highest paying employee in the country. They ask me that why did you, when I talk about that I left LinkedIn, I left the life of a Silicon Valley. They always have this question that are we, were you mad to leave all this opportunity and come here and work in the startup era? But when I look at your, me and my team has done a little research and we say that in around 1984 you were in Australia. You were doing PhD there from the Wait Institute, right? You were a great runner, I believe. You have done 100-meter run in less than 10.9 seconds. So when I look at this, sir, and the personality like you have nothing and no reason to come back to the India and do things, but still you choose to come back from the Australia and do the work for the masses. I want to hear from you the same question which I get from the people. That what motivated you? What was that, a phone call or something? Or what was that motivation, your parents, which brought you to the mainland and you are doing this, what you're doing today?
I've heard these questions many times.
Oh.
Many people have asked me the same
Ji.
thing. I went to Australia for my doctorate. I was doing my master's here in Bangalore in agriculture science. And then I applied for a National Overseas Scholarship, Indian National Overseas Scholarship, and I got it.
Ji.
And then I selected Australia because the subject which I was, doing PhD, Australia, and a professor called Les Paleg.
Ji.
He was number one in the world. So the laboratory which I was going to go
Okay.
was number one in the world. So that's why I chose Australia. Many suggested to me, why don't you go to US?
Ji.
Because US, US is US.
Ji.
But I picked up Australia only because of that reason.
Okay.
And yes, I wanted to become a scientist.
Okay.
And I did well. I completed my PhD.
Ji.
And after that, I was offered a postdoctoral fellowship.
Ji.
I was offered a postdoctoral fellowship in California, Berkeley
Ji.
campus. And then Alberta, Canada, and University of Nancy in France. And then Melbourne
Right.
University. At that point of time, I took a break. I thought me and my wife, we decided to go back to India for a holiday. And then coming here, and it turned out to be a permanent holiday for me.
Okay.
And then, the reason was my father was a kind of an educationist.
Ji.
He started all the schools and colleges. At that time, he already started an engineering college,
Okay.
Siddhartha Institute of Technology.
Right.
So one day we were just sitting at home and he casually asked me, why don't you stay back?
Okay.
I said, look, I have done my doctorate
Ji.
with great difficulty and I want to become a scientist.
Ji.
And then he said, okay, that's all fine. But why don't you stay back? Because we are running an engineering college, educational institution.
Right.
You are educated
Right.
and from a rural background.
Ji.
And you fit into the future,
Right.
right? And me and my wife sat together for 2-3 weeks and then decided, yes, let us stay back and contribute to the society, Well, then that's it. After that, everything added to it, Going to politics, then starting institutions more and more.
Ji.
So that's how the vision of my father was to to give opportunity to rural children.
Right.
See, India was going through a transitional phase at that time.
G.
One side, there was a Prime Minister, Rajiv Gandhi, who wanted to build a new India, a modern India.
Right.
And that was the time even youths were kind of, looking India differently.
Right.
So people like us, Rajiv Gandhi, in fact, I met him at that point of time on an occasion. And what he said, I still remember. He said, look, let us build a new India. Let us build a modern India. And
G.
people like you should join.
Right.
And this is what he told me. And then I said, yes, that's not a bad idea. So I joined and continued with my educational institutions, which my father started, and then accidentally got into politics. That's how
Very
it
nice.
was.
Very nice. Very nice. Sir.
Yeah.
In fact, the slogan, I have been reading around, the reach the unreachables, which, I think you and your father stand by. I think that's typically resonates so much strongly with us also here at upGrad. And I think that's one of the motive behind all these things that we are trying to do. It's at the hidden agenda of reaching the unreachables, right? The next
There's a very
300
big
million
story
people.
behind that.
Gee.
The story is, education is something which changes the society. We all believe that. Many people, even earlier, great men have said that.
Gee.
Gandhiji has said, Ambedkar has said, and even Lord Buddha has said that.
Right.
Prajna is education.
Gee.
So if you could give prajna to everybody,
Gee.
and that's where the change will happen. So India, to me, has changed a lot only because of education.
200% that on, sir. And sir, if I talk from my own personal instance, sir, I personally resonate from that. Sir, if you allow me, I come from a very small marginal town. Even it is not a town, it's a village in Bihar. And we were a family of 4. And my father's salary, I still remember, was less than 10,000. It was hardly 6 to 7. And we had the 4 family members to sit in. And because of that hardship that we had, and I've seen how tough it was for my father and mom to bring up all our 4 kids into the school and all those things, I realized very early that it's only the education. If I study well, then not only me, but I can take my entire family to the next step. And I think that's what motivated me, that I still believe I was a topper in 10th, 12th. I got into the ITJ. And I think now when I look back, and I feel that now if I want, I can achieve anything in my life. And the only thing which was the core or the crux to that was the education itself. So 200% on that, sir. And I think that's what is what motivates you, and to some extent and a greater, on the philosophy on which the company like ours, which is upGrad, we also stand on the same philosophy and we work on the same. With that, sir, as we said, me and my entire team has done a lot of research. You have been into this whole politics for a quite while, sir. You have also headed the IT leadership in the ministry. Now, when you have been doing that, I'm pretty sure, sir, you would have every number of opportunities and times where you would have communicated with all the technology heads. You talked about, Rajiv Gandhi, and I think that's when the whole IT revolution in the country was happening.
Yes.
So with that, I have a genuine question in mind. Me and my team had done some additional research. So, sir, while you have been in politics, I think you have also taken care of IT ministry in the past. And I'm pretty sure that during that tenure, you would have talked to many of the, the CXOs, CTOs, and founders of all the tech companies which is there in the market. So all this time when you were, let's say that the discussion is not in front of the media and you were in the boardrooms or a private space where you can talk very comfortably, I'm very sure that many of times these industry bigwigs have asked you this question, which also comes from the educationists as well as the politics. That what is the gap, or what is the graduates of the country should have? Like, why is we still feel that what is taught in the universities maybe and what is needed in the university, there's still a gap. Did you encounter such questions?
Thank you for asking that question.
Ji.
I was heading the higher education, and I was also heading the ITBT and all that.
Ji.
During that course, I met a lot of people, a lot of big industrialists,
Ji.
a lot of academicians. And I find, that the industry needs something, and the academia teaches something else.
Right.
Right? So there was a big gap, huge gap.
Ji.
All these IT companies, when they recruit these students on
जी,
campus recruitments and all that, maybe
जी,
you also know that.
जी,
And after recruiting, they were not industrial ready.
correct,
They were not ready to accept a project. They were not ready to accept their programs.
right,
So they had to teach them again for another 1 year, 2 years, like that, on the project.
right,
So what I find that there is a huge gap between academia and industry,
जी,
and this has to be bridged. Unless
right,
you bridge this, I think it's going to be a gap like this only, and industry also will not
right,
survive well, and academia also will not survive well.
true,
You know, this is the question I answer every time.
जी,
And whenever I go to universities, I tell them, look, your syllabus is 10 years old,
जी, जी,
or your syllabus is outdated,
जी,
so to say. And when are you going to change the syllabus?
जी,
That is why the industry, needs something else.
right,
So the most developed in technology, development in so many areas, and that is what they're looking for. And
right,
that you have not adopted in the university.
correct, correct,
We have one of the very good universities, Vishweshwara Institute of Technology,
जी,
one of the best university we have. And now, after all that, after the industry started talking about it, and they have changed. They
right,
have changed the technology, they have changed the courses, their approach itself has changed. I mean, that gap, to me, I think it's reduced a little bit.
right. And so I think today, the space where we are in, everyone is talking about AI. And this AI is improving at a very fast
Fast,
pace,
yeah.
right? How it was improving, say, like 10 years back, is totally changed. That how it, every 2 months, Sam Altman, OpenAI founder, is throwing a new model to the market. I come from one of the most prestigious institute in the country. I passed out from IT BHU, 2011. That time itself, so people were saying there's a gap. What is taught in the
Right,
industry, what is there in
right,
the
right, right.
industry needs, and what is taught in the university. Today, all thanks to this I believe the university don't move fast. The gap has become much more deeper, and the acceleration or the pace at which this gap is increasing is insane. And I believe that's why we as a institutes who definitely has an onus to bring this gap to a minimal. We need to move faster in that direction to make sure that we are moving in this age of AI at the right pace.
Let me
Ji,
ask you a question in
ji,
that.
ji,
How do you think this can be resolved? Because we produce large number of engineering graduates,
right,
almost I think more than 10 lakhs, that many.
ji,
I mean, how do we go about building this gap?
yeah,
Technologically, yes, as you said, artificial intelligence is just every day it keeps changing.
right,
And we see, I had the police department,
ji,
right now I'm minister for home,
ji,
and every day we see cyber crimes going
ji,
up,
ji,
and we struggle to resolve this. I mean,
ji, ji,
we installed artificial intelligence cameras, we did that, we did that.
right,
Next day it's changed.
ji,
Already things have changed.
ji,
The criminals have got much more faster than us.
right,
So
right,
I would like to ask you, because
ji,
you have been well connected with the industry
ji,
and so
ji,
on.
ji,
What would be the solution in
ji,
case if the university has to change
right.
themselves?
So very valid question. And sir, I look at this situation from a lens of how we are reacting to the situation. For example, you took the example of the police department itself. A case comes, then the police reacts to it and then tries to find the solution to it. But the next time, the crime people who are doing, they have become much more advanced and they come to a new use case itself. Even if I talk about the passing out students, the university students, most of the time what I'm seeing, they're trying to take a reactive approach. What I mean with that is that they feel that, okay, I'm in fourth year right now and I'm not ready for the jobs, so I should do a 3-month crash course.
Crash course.
I should do a small online training which will maybe make me fit for the next job which is coming in the campus. Or let's say that I'm doing at a low package right now, if I do this training I go for a higher package. But all of this, when it is reactive, it is always momentarily and it is a quick fix. I feel the area in which we are heading towards, where a lot of new things are coming in the space of technology, things are moving very fast. If you just rely on these kind of reactive approach or small training, a part-time training, you might be ready for one job role, but that job role will get obsolete very quick. And then you might not be ready for the next job itself. So the demand of the hour, I feel, is that we should be a little proactive in nature. Why should a student wait for the third year or fourth year to come and then he starts training for the job? Why cannot we do something right from the beginning itself? Why don't we start, the approach of learning should change right from the semester one itself? Why don't they start doing the coding from the day one they join the college itself? So if we just change the mindset or the approach in which we look at the subjects, we train the subjects, and we study the subjects in a little proactive approach, where we believe that few things are fundamental and constant which will stay even if the AI comes and goes, those things are fundamental which everyone has to learn. And few things which changes rapidly, we try to learn it more proactively than being reactive to it. If we have that approach, sir, and that's what we are trying to uh, do at upGrad School of Tech, where we are planning to work with the university students together so that they don't wait for the final, in the final year they come and they start training. We intend to do it from the day one the student joins the college, and they get started in that whole sentiment itself, so that there is no concept at all, there's a gap. We are teaching exactly what the industry needs, and then there is no debate of what is taught in the university and what is needed in the industry. I think if we do that, typically that places students in the future whole arena of the job prospect which is there in the future.
So what you're actually saying is, what we teach, some of it is obsolete.
Absolutely, sir.
For instance, we still have chemistry to be taught for engineering students.
Ji.
We still have mathematics basics to be taught,
Ji.
or physics to be
Ji.
taught. Now, some of these things may not be useful.
Ji.
I think this is the time that, what we teach is very important. And when.
Ji.
As you said, right away, first year itself, we teach coding and so many things. But later on, they can also learn so many other things also.
Ji.
In this context, I remember we had a discussion quite a lot on this.
Ji.
We started what is called as parallel movement,
Ji.
right? And auditing the courses.
Okay.
Parallel movement, you can be an engineer, you can also learn a biology,
Right.
right? You can be, a biology student, but you can also learn economics.
True.
So this parallel learning process will definitely put you somewhere, relate to things,
Absolutely.
differently. I think that's what people like you in this area, I think, can suggest to academic, universities, so that they can change their approach.
Right.
See, this is the difference between us and Western universities.
Right.
Western universities, they don't waste their time. If it has to happen in 1 year, they'll finish in 3 months.
Right.
And give what I would say, hands-on concept.
Right.
In every field, they have a hands-on concept. And that is what, is the difference between us and the Western universities.
And so exactly that's what we are also trying to bridge that gap. So at the upGrad School of Tech, we are trying to see that what is best in the country right now. And we've also taken examples from what is there in the outside West world, what we have been doing, what kind of flipped classroom exercise that they do, how they do the hands-on exercises, how do we have as you rightly said, if something could be done in 3 months, they will not like to wait for just because it has to happen in 4 years of time itself.
I have a question for you. See, we teach, or rather we produce 1.5 million engineering graduates.
Ji.
Hardly 5% or even less than that are a top grade.
Right.
You can say that they can be absorbed like this.
Right.
Maybe second level, third level. What will happen to that third level or fourth level? It is not their fault.
Right.
It's the way in which we teach. We give them opportunities to become number one.
Right.
Maybe some are slow learners,
Right.
and some are immediate. They're quick like that, like you, for instance. So it is that I would rather ask upGrad to think about this, and then contribute to probably all the students.
Right, definitely. So very rightly said this point. And at upgrad also, we have been thinking a deep of it. If we expect everyone to be among the top companies itself to be a part of the mang, it's not possible. Secondly, also, if you feel that all the 1.5 million people will have the jobs in the IT or a software or technology, again, that's also not possible, because that many number of jobs itself is not there.
Not there, yeah.
And that's where we feel that every student that we train should definitely have different tangible outcomes, so that students, based on their capability, the skill set, and the area of interest, they should be able to choose their pathway. I still believe India being a developing country, and most of the people who do engineering with the aspiration that they should get a high paying jobs, so that they can uplift themselves and their family. So definitely we work hard to make sure the students get the high paying jobs. But then we also believe India is going through that transition phase where startup is a boom in country today. All thanks to AI, sir, now it is possible that what previously 100 people team could do, a team of say like 2 3 people itself can make a very high impactful company itself. And all thanks to the few awareness, I think good companies who have recently gone for IPO in the country has created a positive mindset change in the students. So at upgrad school of tech, we also intend that anyone who wants to start their own business, we teach them. And we just don't give the fund. We teach them for 7 semester long program. So that's how we say that will be the only computer science program in which a student is also taught MBA or how to start your own startup with a proper learning, which goes for 7 semesters. And if a student have a good idea, we want to go all out and support the students, so that based on few students who are builders, who wants to create the employment opportunity, who want to start their own company, we go all out and support that. And thirdly, I believe, sir, one of the core responsibility of the university is not only to create the jobs, but do some deep research, because that's how the whole level of the country will improve in terms of the technology, research. And that's where I believe still today, not much, but at least 10 to 20% students are definitely interested, that they would like to go for some deeper research, do find out something really concrete in the space of tech. And if given opportunity, they would like to go abroad and do the masters and PhD there. So there again, we would like to give the whole ecosystem, so the students are aware that how the research thing works, what the research paper is. Because normally I come from IT, but I still remember when I passed out, I don't know what a research paper is. And the reason for this, no one was there to teach me. But if we can inculcate that feeling that what the research is, what is the right research mindset, and try to bring the best of the faculties from India and abroad on the same place, I believe a lot of deep research, what we complain that India is very lagging behind in terms of research. We are nowhere in the top 100 in the world right now. I think this is the time when we can take those kind of initiatives to bring real research out from the country. So I believe if we have this structured approach where a multiple pathways defined for the students, every student will find some way or other, either a job or a startup opportunity, or if they are interested genuinely in interest in research, teaching, they can make a career out of it. So
Other than what we look for in a student, the intelligentsia, the grade,
Ji.
what else you look for a successful, a career?
Sir, marks is just one part of it,
Yeah.
but I definitely feel what makes us students into a professional is a function of multiple factors. His understanding of his surrounding, his understanding of the place where he comes from, how he interacts with the society that he lives in, what empathy that he holds for the society. Because as a human, it's very important for us to be also aware and be committed to the society that we are part of. And if this things intermingles with the technical excellence or the marks on the paper, I think that's what creates a good professionals overall in the market. And I think that's where the responsibility of the university comes in. When a student comes out of the school, he's still a kid. But when he comes out of a university, he has to be transformed into a avid professional. So there's a 360-degree change, which is not only in terms of marks and credibility on the paper, but as a personality also, you have to be much groomed. And that's where we believe that a university is a place where the student gets that opportunity to convert himself into an ideal professional and a responsible citizen of a country. I think that's very important for a student to be a good professional. That's what I feel, sir. Yeah.
Coming to upgrad, uh, your responsibility in building a top grade graduates. But apart from that, what else and how else you will intend to make that successful.
So, sir, with upgrad School of Tech, we want to take, sir, a holistic approach where uh, we have been there in the market for more than 10 years now. We are present in more than 70 countries. We are partnered with more than 300 universities. As I was saying, till that point, we have been a little reactive in the nature. So, we have been running the courses, online offerings. With this upgrad School of Tech, we want to take a holistic approach. Very much motivated by your motive of reaching the unreachables, we would like to make this program accessible to everyone in the country. We want people to understand that this is a kind of program that we are working together with you, the university, to ensure that the whole learning experience itself is on par with any of the best of the universities of the world, right? So at one go, we want to give the best learning experience to the students, which help them get the tangible outcome. But at the same time, we want to work under the guidance and under the aegis of the university to inculcate those right values among the students. The students should understand and get connected to their roots. They should understand where they come from. They should understand the basic philosophy. And they should have that, the whole sentiment built in themselves that they're ready to contribute back to the community when they are in a position to do something back to the country itself. So we want to take a holistic approach, make them technically ready, but at the same time, we want to make them a good human. And that's why we thought that only if we partners with a university like yours and we work at the ground level in the physical campus, is only then we'll be able to achieve that out. And that's the whole thing that we aim to achieve as a part of this whole partnership that we would like to, we are getting started with. But with that, sir, I have a very fun question that I have to ask from you. Now, we understand that we wanted to partner with a university to work with. But a university like Siddhartha, having more than 40 acres of land, you have presence at more than 85 institutes that you have the government support, like you have everything that you could have done yourself. But you still have taken chance on us and you wanted to work with us. Would like to hear your thought that what that clicked in your mind, which you felt that together that we can work it out, which will help create an impact in the educational space of the country.
See, I always believe in quality.
Ji.
As I earlier said, the universities, for instance, VTU in Karnataka, or any other technical university or traditional university, they have one level of quality,
Ji.
which is not enough in the market. And you need to, like how you get higher marks,
Ji.
you need to go up on the ladder.
Ji.
Your bar has to be raised.
Ji.
So there, I felt that my institution should teach a quality education.
Right.
Just mere certificate is not going to be enough.
Absolutely.
They have to be industrial ready, they have to be market ready, and they have to be field ready.
Right.
So all this put together, I need to raise my bar.
Ji.
And I was actually looking at somebody where, I get some help in this. And that is why when I got the proposal of upGrad, I said, grab it.
Ji.
Grab the opportunity so that my student will be benefited.
Ji. Ji.
I will be able to produce quality graduates.
Ji.
And set some extra approach.
Ji.
The bar is raised. Reach the bar. And that is when you reach the unreached, you can take however you like.
Ji.
Our concept of unreached is something else.
Ji.
Like people in the rural areas, they were not reached.
Ji.
So you reach them.
Ji.
Rural mass needs change.
Ji.
So that is when we thought we'll keep that reach the unreached. But in that also, in the context of this quality education, I think that is what made me to accept upGrad and continue.
And so we are 200% on that. With this whole initiative, sir, we intend to bring the best of both the worlds. We want to work in a 100% UGC compliant way. And we didn't want it to have any kind of shortcut or a small fixes. So we understand that a student holistic growth can only happen inside the university campus. They have to stay in a university where they interact with interdisciplinary department and they get to experience the entire new way of doing things. And then there, how we fit ourselves in a legitimate way so that we can help at the different stages of skilling the students, providing that ecosystem of the tech support, providing that the whole startup ecosystem, the research depth that we can do, and we be there in hand to hand action. And I think that's the vision, sir. And we at upGrad are very excited to join hands with Siddhartha University to bring that real impact to the student at scale. So thanks a lot, sir, for putting trust on us, and we make sure that together we create a program which sets example for the rest of the country to really disrupt the way how the teaching is happening in the country right now. Perfect, sir. So with that, we have discussed a lot. We come to the end of this. But before we conclude this, sir, I would like to hear your 2 cents. Something that you would like to tell and speak to all the budding school students. Maybe this time they are willing to go and take admissions in the different engineering. Normally, I have seen there's a herd mentality, and maybe I'm. Normally, people say that I have seen this one going to that college. I should that go there like college. I have seen uncle's son going to that college. That's why I should go into that college. I think this is the time which is the age of information. People have all the information over the internet. So I would like to, if you have to send some message to all the budding folks who have to now decide next year to take admission in the right universities and right institute, and all the budding professionals also, what the message that you would like to talk to them?
See, first of all, I'm looking forward to the upGrad's
Ji,
contribution.
ji,
I'm sure that we will take it forward in a positive way,
ji,
and that will help the students.
ji,
And second of all, I would like to send out a message to the youngsters, students. There is a challenge in the market, in a field. Many challenges.
ji,
Accept those challenges
right,
and you convert them into opportunities.
ji.
If you can convert them into opportunities, and you have done a great job. That is when your career will be successful, and world will definitely notice it.
Right.
So I would like to see many Vishwas produced at Siddhartha Institute of Technology.
Definitely, sir. And we at the upGrad School of Tech, together with Siddhartha University, we definitely aim to make this a highly impactful program, which is not only in theory or on the paper. I think the results should show. And the aim is to reach the unreachables, go and bring the people from all the parts of the country and train them to be among the top 1% professionals of this world. No doubt if we do things together, and we are very confident that people are trained in Tumkur, but they are getting ready to take any profession in the Silicon Valley as well. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.